Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Natalia. I'm so happy to have you here and I hope you're having a wonderful day. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of catch up. I'm going to tell you about what's been going on in my life, the things that have happened. I've had multiple life changes. Lots of things have happened within the past few weeks, and it's things that definitely could have taken a toll on my self-esteem, and I realized that they didn't as much as they would have if this was like 5 years ago before I worked on my self-esteem. Let's get started. I lost my job. I reflect on how the person I am today and how I was able to take this huge transition, huge change, huge difference, and make the most of it. And it's honestly because of the work I've been doing, both on my self-esteem as well as on my mindset, which kind of go hand in hand. So I really want to talk about that today, how I've been able to increase my self-esteem, why it's so beneficial, and how you can too. So first, let's start with what is self-esteem. Self-esteem is the way that we view ourselves, the way that we perceive ourselves. It is our perception of ourselves. So that's why it is called self-esteem, the way that we esteem ourselves. And you can either have high self-esteem, where you view yourself well, highly, you value yourself, or low self-esteem, where you kind of struggle with feelings of worthlessness. You don't think you're worthy, you don't think you have value, you feel very insecure, you feel bad about yourself. Those are just common how you'll end up feeling if you have low self-esteem. And I had low self-esteem. I had super low self-esteem. And I think low self-esteem can happen at different stages in life. But I think initially people who later have low self-esteem, or in their adulthood, in their teenage years or in their adulthood, usually is because it originated in their childhood. So any sort of negative experience, childhood trauma, usually, like more often than not, leads to feeling bad about yourself, leads to low self-esteem. And that was in my case. I was bullied when I was growing up. I didn't have present parents, grew up relatively poor, so that definitely changes the way you feel about yourself, because you, as a child, I wasn't able to have all the things that other kids had. I internalized a lot of the trauma. So I let all the external things that happened to me, or my circumstances, be a reflection of my worth. And that happens a lot in childhood because children don't necessarily know how to regulate that. They think kind of the world revolves around them. That's part of childhood development. So that's why when something negative happens, it's very easy to internalize it and blame yourself or feel like it is a reflection of you. So I was bullied because of the way I looked, because of my weight, and honestly, I wasn't even that overweight. I was, a little chunky, but I was not overweight. I had a funky style because I just happened to be a funky person. And I was also bullied by my teachers because I love to talk. And I am Hispanic. So a lot of the teachers, they just tended to get me in trouble because of my talking, my excessive talking, and also because I feel like on a little bit on their part, it did have to do with race and ethnicity. So I was bullied because of that. It was honestly very hard. Also experienced some abuse by the people around me, people that I trusted. So definitely very hard growing up. A lot of trauma that I carried into my teenage years, into my adulthood, that I honestly had no one to talk to, felt like I couldn't, because with trauma and with certain aspects of what I mentioned, especially with abuse, it's tend to be hidden and you tend to carry that shame. It's very hard, very, very hard for children to reach out and talk about it and get the help that they need. Honestly, it was a lot to carry. It was a lot. And I just felt so insecure, on top of the fact, and I have mentioned this in a previous video, I struggled with a stutter, and I still tend to have it when I get nervous, but it was pretty bad. I would never speak out. All of that funky, happy-go-lucky child was just transformed into this very depressed, confused, angry, teenager and later adult, because I did carry that into my adulthood. And I'm still processing a lot of the trauma. I'm still trying to heal, trying to work through it. Healing is a process. It's not just an overnight thing. It's not something that can happen like right away and it's like one fix. You know, you just have to do this one thing. It's layers and layers and layers, and it's lots of inner work. And so on top of what life already throws at us, right? Anyways, I'm getting a little off topic. But my point in saying all that is that, but the one thing I want to focus on in this video is the low self-esteem. So later, because of all that had happened, it was reflected in the fact that I did not speak up. I did not make friends. I was not social. I did not believe in myself. I did not believe in my worth, my value, or my abilities. Because let's be real, if you have a stutter, first of all, you don't feel like you can talk. You don't feel like you can express yourself, right? So already not wanting to talk in front of people takes away so many opportunities. It takes away doing videos. It takes away showing up on social media, meeting strangers, reaching out, and it takes a toll on how you view yourself. So that was a big thing. And then on top of the fact that all the shame I carried from some things that have happened to me related into me just not wanting to put myself out there, not feeling like I mattered. So I didn't like cameras. I didn't like to take photos. I didn't like to do videos. As much as I am very social and I love to meet people and talk to people and have friends and just have relationships, it was definitely impacted by the fact that I did not believe in myself and that I viewed myself so horrible that I was not worthy of friends. I was not worthy of meeting new people. It also impacted my work. I did not feel like I can handle interviews well. I did not believe in myself to get a job, to put myself out there, to ask for raises, to reach out for certain careers that I felt I was not capable for, or that I felt like someone else was a little more worthy or would be better at it. So it definitely impacted a lot of aspects of my life. That's why now I am proud of myself for how far I've come, what I've been able to do. And that's why I'm also so passionate about sharing with you, sharing with everybody, how they can also have that same experience, how they can also learn to see their strengths, value themselves, love themselves, because our self-esteem is definitely going to affect everything, because we live within our bodies. We have our thoughts always with us, right? Our conscious and our subconscious mind, they're always there. That's affect our feelings. I truly believe that. So the thoughts that we have inside, especially about ourselves, is going to affect how we feel. So sadness, depression, anxiety can come from low self-esteem. And so if you're able to boost your self-esteem and increase it, have a high and healthy view of yourself, that can definitely change the way that you feel. You will be more happier. You will have more joy. You will walk around with your head high in a good way. And I want to clarify, because a lot of times there's a huge misconception that people with high self-esteem or confident people are haughty people. They are like arrogant. And yeah, some people can be, some people are, but you can be confident and you can be humble. You can have high self-esteem and you can be modest. As people with high self-esteem and healthy self-esteem, they are willing to listen to the feedback. They can take the criticism. They can accept things not going their way, but still not let that impact the way that they view themselves. So let that set in. Yourself, if you have a healthy view of yourself, you're able to accept that. You're able to see your weaknesses while not minimizing your strengths and not feeling like a failure, feeling like you're horrible, a bad person. I want to kind of give you my reflections on self-esteem and how it has helped me. I lost my job on the 14th of March. And obviously with anyone, I think, losing their job, they're going to be a little bit sad. They're going to feel some type of way. And I think that's just natural and normal. So I felt sad, but at the same time, I felt so relieved because I hated my job. I honestly, truly hated it. I could not I stressed so much every day preparing to work. Every weekend on Sunday, right before I had to go back to work, it was horrible. And that's honestly because this job was very fault finding. They tend to focus a lot on the mistakes, and they tend to just kind of only point those out, right? It also was affecting the way I was able to care for my son, because I want my son to be home with me, that I can watch him grow and I can be part of his, development. And so this job was not allowing me to do that. 100% focused all 8 hours of the day on them. And I felt that some of their expectations were very unrealistic. It was very taxing. It was just a lot of negative. When it unexpectedly came upon me that I was no longer working there, I felt sad just because I lost my income. But at the same time, I felt relieved, and I was kind of happy that I no longer had to work there. I was actually happy that I did not have to deal with that job anymore. And it's amazing because just because I lost that job, I know is not necessarily a huge reflection of me. And it's not me, and it does not make me a bad person that I lost the job. And I love that, because I'm telling you, the me 5 years ago or the me 6 years ago, when I was starting with employment, starting to look for jobs, I would have felt like a failure, and I would have tried everything just to keep this job and just to make people happy, other people happy versus me happy. And I only stayed because of the money that it was bringing in, because I do have a son and I do have to take care of both of us. But at the same time, know that I am very valuable. I know I have a lot of skills. I know I am super smart, very quick thinker and learner. I can get a job easily, and if I really apply myself and I use my skills and strengths, I can get a job like that, because that's just the way I am. And I know that. And because I am able to see that part of me, I have increased my self-esteem. I could take the loss of a job. That's the beauty of boosting your self-esteem. It allows you to move forward in life. It allows you to keep going and not get stuck and set back. And it really is a mindset shift. Because all of our perceptions are within our mind. So it's really a change of how we see ourselves and what we think about ourselves. Pretty within a week to make income while still being able to take care of my son, working on my YouTube, my side business, all the things, because of this loss of job. So lesson that I learned, one being that it is not a reflection of me. It does not have to be internalized. I do not have to carry the weight of that within myself and feel bad about myself. But at the same time, it is also an opportunity for more and better things to come. And so this is the affirmation that I want to share with you. When things don't seem to work out, it's because something better is in store. And I truly believe that. And I know that there is better coming. I know that this situation is going to work out for the better, and that good things will still come, and that money still will come. I am very proud of myself for the progress that I've made. Years ago, my early adulthood, to now, where I am still learning and I'm still being better, and I can do so while still appreciating and loving myself. And I would like to take a moment while we're talking about, self-esteem. If you tend to struggle with low self-esteem, you wish you could be happier, you wish you could be more confident, you wish that you can move forward, please feel free to reach out to me on Instagram, The Mending Mom. That's where I have to increase their self-esteem. And you can also check out my website for some resources. I believe you have a lot of potential. You have a lot of strengths. I believe that once you tap into your strengths, once you know your value and worth, it's going to help you. It's going to help your family. It's going to help others. As always, thank you for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. So